Most people go through life without ever discovering their vocation, but some, like Colby Covington, seem to be born with a mission.
He's done an amazing job of getting people to dismiss him because they think he's a piece of shit.
They know exactly what they want to achieve in life and work toward that very clear goal with every step they take.
Colby gets it, man. He gets it. He's full old school Ric Flair with a new style twist, and he's a real fighter, man.
He's a real fighter. He's absolutely one of the best welterweights in the world.
Although Covington has caused his fair share of drama and controversies, you can't deny that the man's a legendary fighter. And yet, not a lot of people know his true story. So, in this video, we'll take a closer look at Covington's career and find out how he achieved his insane level of success.
Colby Covington, great fighter, great fighter, incredible.
Covington was born in Clovis, California, on February 22, 1988. His family moved from California to Oregon when he was 8 years old. His father was a wrestler during his time at the Oregon Institute of Technology and Southern Oregon University. So maybe that's why, as a kid, Covington devoured anything that had to do with fighting. He watched pro wrestling and idolized Ric Flair. At age 5, Covington's dream was to one day become the best fighter in the world.
I'm the WWF! You rule the world!
Following in his father's steps, Colby pursued wrestling, and by the time he was in high school, he became a state champion. He wanted to go to Arizona State University, but he wasn't able to score high enough to get a scholarship there, so he ended up joining Iowa Central Community College instead. That move seemed like a downgrade at the time, but it ultimately ended up working out for him, as he got the 165-pound National Junior College Wrestling title while studying there. It wasn't just the title, but how he got it too. The man literally didn't lose a single match, getting the title at an insane 34-0 record. At this point, things were going great for Covington, and he was able to transfer to the wrestling program at the University of Iowa. It seemed like he was on this steady climb to the top, except he quickly began sabotaging himself. On the 10th of August, 2007, Covington was caught driving under the influence and trying to elude the police. He was drunk over 3 times the legal limit.
Busted!
Due to his arrest, Covington was suspended from wrestling for a year and saw limited time the following season. So he looked for a fresh start and transferred to the Oregon State University. Covington graduated with a bachelor's degree in sociology in 2011. After graduation, he continued to compete in wrestling and grappling, winning a gold medal at the 2013 FILA Grappling World Championships. Less than a year later, Covington turned pro and joined the UFC.
Colby Chaos Covington!
On the 23rd of August, 2014, Covington had his first UFC fight. Not only did Covington win, but it was by a total knockout.
More big shots! One back! Hit it all over! Colby Covington!
He then trained for another 3 months for a match against Wagner Silva. This time things weren't as smooth as Covington hoped. It took him multiple rounds to take Silva down, but he ultimately ended up winning through submission. Just a month later, he was in another fight, this one with Mike Pyle. Not surprisingly, Covington won.
You know, it's a big step up and it's a big win, you know, and I'm only going to get better. This is only going to further my career and give me more confidence.
He won 6 of his first 7 fights in the UFC, leading into a matchup in Singapore against Dong Hyun Kim in June 2017.
By unanimous decision, Colby KO.
Covington won by unanimous decision.
This is my time, baby. No one's stopping me right now.
But the fight lacked excitement, and the UFC considered not renewing Colby's contract. They thought he was just a boring fighter and feared people wouldn't tune in to watch his future matches. If Covington wanted to impress the UFC brass and secure his contract, something had to change, so he began to game plan. He studied how Ric Flair, one of his wrestling heroes from childhood, used his words to antagonize opponents and promote fights.
Even these idiots over here! No!
He watched how Flair's words angered others and how they elicited a stronger reaction from the crowd than most fighters were getting.
Guys, you see? Nothing matters to me!
Covington wondered whether there was an opportunity to create a new character that included portions of his own personality. He wanted it to become difficult to tell where the person stopped and the persona began.
And the bottom line is, my whole career, I've always done better than anybody else.
He started really studying videos of Flair, taking note of how his personality popped in interviews. He saw how Flair's ability to engage a crowd got them more invested. The trick worked like a charm, and Covington soon turned into one of the most controversial names in the MMA scene, seemingly out to offend just about everyone.
The Black Lives Matter is a complete sham. It's a joke.
I want people to hate me. That's a business model. No one cares about you. You're boring, man. People would rather watch flies fuck than watch you fight.
Initially, it was the fact that he's a Trump supporter that used to just get on everyone's nerves.
Donald Trump's doing great things for this country. Unemployment's lower than it's been since the 60s. You know, our economy's booming. You know, he loves our country. He loves the troops, and he loves first responders. So, you know, I love the Trump family, and anybody that has anything different, they can come say it to my face.
I'm going to be watching Colby. I'm a big fan of Colby. He's a winner. He's a champ. And it's going to be a great evening, a great fight. And I just wish him best of luck. But I've just seen him a lot. And he's tough. Good luck, champ.
Covington referred to Trump as the greatest living American and greatest president in history. At one point, he even talked about how he hoped Trump would congratulate him after one of his wins. And well, that actually happened too.
Mr. President!
You gonna put that on speaker for us or what?
Mr. President!
We're gonna try and get Donald on speakerphone. Let's see.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, this is Colby Covington. Thank you so much.
You might want to just give him a warning.
His wish came true, and with it came a lot of social media backlash as well. By now, convinced that bad publicity is still publicity, Covington had already turned up the notch to his obnoxiousness and made it the forefront of his public image. Eventually, he started calling himself the supervillain of the UFC. One of the most infamous Covington supervillain moments was when he just went off on Demian Maia after their 2017 fight in Brazil.
And did it go as you expected it to? I should have knocked him out.
Not only did he go after Demian, but also the entire Brazilian population and the country itself.
Brazil, you're a dog. All you filthy animals suck.
Ultimately, though, he also won that fight. And as you would expect, the boos were overwhelming. Multiple people tried to reach his hotel room that night. I'm sure you can easily guess why. Covington received death threats, something his family and coach confirmed, and needed extra security to get to the airport. He never formally apologized for any of that, and to this day, according to Covington, there are still Brazilians in the gym who won't work with him.
Colby gets it, man.
Listen.
He gets it. He's full old school Ric Flair with a new style twist, and he's a real fighter, man.
He's a real fighter. He's absolutely one of the best welterweights in the world.
How does that sound? First off, Joe Rogan, all I want to say is this is a real championship belt. I'm going to do what a real American should do. I'm bringing this belt to the White House, and I'm putting it on Donald Trump's desk. Colby Covington, great fighter, great fighter, incredible.
In 2017, after he had won a fight against Robbie Lawler, Covington spiraled out of control and said directly to Lawler,
You stay off the tracks when the train's coming through, Junior. Don't matter if it's a Trump train or the Colby train. Get out the way!
This statement might sound corny if it wasn't that sometime earlier, that same year, one of Lawler's best friends had a freaky accident when his truck collided with a train.
That's fantastic. It's because it is messed up, but that's his character, man.
Right.
He's a heel, and he just doubled down so hard. Because Matt Hughes is really close with Robbie Lawler, and he said, "You think?" What he said, for those that didn't watch the fight, he goes, "You would think Robbie Lawler would take a lesson from his boy Matt Hughes and get off the train tracks when a train is coming."
He's just
It's all fair and love and war, yeah?
The most controversial, ruthless shit that he could say.
Even then, Covington didn't really show any remorse. However, the one thing that most people really got mad at and consider unforgivable is the fact that Covington straight up posted spoilers of the Avengers Infinity War movie on social media the night after it came out.
I was gonna ask you, why do it? You don't have to do it, man.
Because, man, all my haters are virgins, and they think they have an opinion about everything, and they want to tell me how to do my job, and they want to make fun of me. So if they want to come out here and they want to have their little stupid opinion, then I'm gonna go wreck their movies and their fun in their lives. So no one's safe. That's the tour of Nerd Bash. Nobody is safe.
While most of Covington's digs are at people that he might work with at some point in life, Jorge Masvidal is someone he was actually pretty close to in his personal life at one point. The two would train together, and at one point even moved in together because their lives were so in sync.
To get his own copy of the key to the house.
Colby, we're gonna go see World War Z. This is the end, and possibly Superman.
Back to back to back.
You coming? Yeah. Okay.
We have to go from one movie to the next and the next.
Yeah, that's our plan, man.
They would perform the best when they were working with each other. But you know what they say, don't fix business with family. And family was an accurate encapsulation of the rapport between the two athletes.
$12 a thing.
What is that?
That's $6 a thing. $6 for that little round square. Did you pay that?
But at some point in their relationship, they began quarreling over money. Sometimes it was about how much the other should contribute to their home together. Other times it was related to any potential opportunities that would come their way. Each of the men thought they were the better one. Especially when it came to fighting. So they both think that they deserve more money than the other.
This makes me sad that you and Colby are beefing. This makes me sad. You guys were boys. You spoke so highly of him in that interview. I don't know if you remember, but going to Taco Bell late at night.
Yeah. I mean, me and this individual shared a lot of memories,
Yeah, you guys were real friends.
At some point, I would have considered us real friends.
Eventually, the tension grew so much that they not only moved out on their own, but also stopped talking to each other. Covington even took to Twitter once and called Masvidal dumb and desperate. Masvidal replied that he wouldn't fall for his trash talk, adding that maybe some people never got out of high school.
The truth is Jorge Masvidal is a piece of shit father. He's a piece of shit fighter, and I hope I get to expose him in front of the whole world soon.
Colby's that one person that, and I always say this, wherever I see him, it's a free pay-per-view right there, And he knows that. That's why he used to make videos like, this guy's so unprofessional. He tried to fight me in the street because I got kicked out of the gym for trying to assault him one time. And then I used to go to the spots that he used to frequent a lot and got the police called on me and things like that, So I know a lot of people think like, man, you're an idiot. You're a professional fighter. Why would you do that? Because I feel like, and nobody tells me what to do.
Friends, former friends or never friends, the two finally met on the Octagon on March 6, 2022.
This is a blood feud, this goes back to a brotherhood, man. We were 8 years together every single day, side by side, couldn't leave each other, like best friends. And now we're the biggest bitter enemies. Like, he's the one person on earth that
I don't give a shit. Like, anytime I see him, dude, I want to send that guy straight to hell.
During the long-awaited match, Covington grinded his way to a wide unanimous decision win. While Masvidal put on an unrelenting display of violence, Covington slowly worked to drag him down, eventually taking the back and working into dominant positions. Covington sucked the drama out of the final round by blitzing forward and taking Masvidal down. Once he grabbed a hold of Masvidal's body, Covington did not let go, smothering every attempt by Masvidal to get the fight back to the feet, and simply grinding away the seconds to get to the scorecards. It wasn't the emphatic ending many had hoped to see from such a heavily hyped grudge match, and after the scorecards were read, a dejected Masvidal was forced to admit that his wrestling wasn't on point.
It wasn't there, the wrestling. I wrestled like shit, you know.
Overall, it's pretty clear that Covington isn't really like anyone else. He started off as just a little boy who was a wrestling fan and wanted to make something of himself.
Greetings, nerds and virgins. America's champ is back.
As he got deeper into it, he started coming up with ways to turn his dream into a reality. Time will tell if Covington will commit to being the supervillain of MMA for the rest of his career. But really, why should he stop?
You need to keep sending guys to me, but just don't expect to get them back in one piece. You know, I'm ready to take 2 of those fighters in one night.
The UFC didn't care about him before. Now they do.
He's done an amazing job of getting people to dismiss him because they think he's a piece of shit. with his MAGA hat and all the trash talk that he does, it's fucking brilliant, man. Because what he's done is just insult everybody and anybody, get a lot of people talking about him, and then fuck people up. So it's like, whoa, this is a crazy combination because it fucks with their head. They don't want to lose to this guy. They don't want to hear him talk shit. After he beats your ass, he's going to still talk shit? Fuck!
Definitely all the nerds on Instagram and Twitter didn't pick me to win this fight, so it's good to shut them all up, you know? The nerd tears, it's a great feeling.
It's cynical, I agree. But combat sports are ultimately a ruthless and cynical business. And the numbers don't lie. People love grudge matches between big stars. And, truth be told, all Covington wants is for you to know his name, while he cashes bigger and bigger checks.